Shooting at a St. Louis high school. A witness describes it as an absolute horror scene. 6 people hospitalized after a shooting, including an 18-month-old baby shot 6 times. What we've uncovered since noon today.
A solid warm-up means some could see 80 degrees. All time out rising temperatures, and the soonest we could have any showers.
Right now at 4 o'clock, you are looking at video of a fight that took place in East Wake High School, sending it into a code red lockdown today. 1 student was injured. Another was taken into custody for having a BB gun. Thanks for joining us this hour. I'm Lena Tillett.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. Sky 5 was over that school throughout our noon newscast as we are bringing you updates then. Now WRAL's Keenan Willard joins us live on the ground there by the school, telling us how some of the families are reacting to this situation. Stunning video there, Keenan.
Yeah, the word we kept hearing from parents out here was scary. We saw a number of them gathering on the campus of East Wake High School right after this lockdown was announced by the school. Some of them said a situation like this is always in the back of their mind when they're dropping their kids off. You take a look at this video, you can see why.
Absolute chaos. Video from students shows a brawl breaking out in the hallways of East Wake High School, with Wake Sheriff's deputies struggling to contain the violence. Other small fights broke out across campus as well. Another video shows students slamming into a display case, shattering the glass. The school sent a notice to parents that due to the fight, the campus was on code red lockdown, with no one allowed in or out.
It's scary because of current situations that have gone on recently. It is very scary.
Parents started gathering on campus soon after the lockdown was announced. Around 1 p.m., the school shifted to a yellow lockdown, letting students out. The Wake Sheriff's Office says 1 student was injured in the fight. A juvenile petition is being taken out against another student for bringing a BB gun on campus.
I say all my blessings when I drop her off to school every day, because in this day and age, it's terrifying.
You can see the emotion in that voice and that conversation that we had with that parent. We're still working to find out exactly what led up to this fight. More from the Wake County Sheriff coming up ahead at 5 o'clock on this. Dan?
Okay, we'll see you again, 5 o'clock. Keenan, thank you, reporting at East Wake High School. I want to tell you, a woman and a teenager are both dead after a shooting at a St. Louis high school this morning. Police say the shooter opened fire in Central Visual and Performing Arts High School around 10 o'clock this morning. One student said the shooter came into his classroom, shot the teacher and some classmates. 8 people went to the hospital with injuries that varied in severity. The gunman died after a shootout with officers inside the school. The police chief says the doors to the school were locked.
An 18-month-old shot 6 times remains hospitalized this afternoon after a shooting that wounded 5 others. This happened on Saturday night in Oxford when a gathering to mourn a friend turned into more tragedy. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan has been following this story and joins us with the latest. Chelsea?
Yeah, Lena, the police chief told me today she hasn't seen anything of this magnitude in her 25 years here, and she hopes that the incident that happened on Saturday doesn't define this small community of Oxford, but she does realize the town she is charged with keeping safe isn't immune to gun violence. What was supposed to be a celebration of life here at this home on Saturday night quickly turned into chaos and sprays of gunfire.
Something happened. We're still trying to figure out exactly what happened that caused that to take a turn for the worse.
Large fight about to break out area of Piedmont Avenue. Unknown weapons.
When police arrived, they found 6 victims shot around the residence. One of them an 18-month-old baby, a 10-year-old, and 4 adults.
I would like to say that it was random. Who targets an 18-month-old child? The 18-month-old was shot approximately 6 times.
The gunshot victims rushed to the hospital. 2 of them were life-flighted to Wake Med.
Absolutely unprecedented tragedy for our small community. It's heartbreaking. We are grieving for all of the victims, praying for all of the victims.
Interim Police Chief Pat Ford says right now they have very little information regarding who pulled the trigger. She can't confirm if the suspect or suspects were attending that gathering.
The SBI is here now with our investigators. They have already been in the field. It's like putting a puzzle back together.
Now, anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers here in Granville County. The police chief says today they are relying on the public help and their tips to help solve this case. Lena?
We certainly hope that young baby survives. Chelsea Donovan reporting live in Oxford. Thank you. A sheriff suspended for racist remarks caught on tape has now resigned. Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green's lawyer made the announcement during a hearing today. The resignation is effective immediately. Green was suspended after news station WECT obtained a copy of racist comments recorded in 2019. In the months that followed the conversation, the only 2 black members of Sheriff Green's command staff were demoted or fired. Green admits to using offensive language, but denies racist intent.
Much like the rest of the country, student test scores in North Carolina are the worst they've been in about 20 years. Those are results from the nation's report card, the first such results since the onset of the pandemic. WRAL's Joe Fisher reports on what's being done now to reverse course.
After a pandemic of learning loss, Curtis Doe is working to get students back on track.
They may be suffering from something going on at home or just maybe a lack of resources at home.
Doe is with the North Carolina Education Corps. The nonprofit has grown to 363 tutors embedded in nearly 30 school districts across the state. They specialize in high-impact tutoring, with just 2 or 3 students getting more individualized attention during normal school hours.
They know that you're paying attention to them, you're watching them, and they feel more engaged. And then, you can just build a better relationship with them.
The nation's report card shows nationally, compared to 2019, test scores dropped for 4th grade reading and math and 8th grade reading and math. And students' confidence in their math and reading skills also declined. In North Carolina, scores also dropped across the board. But 4th grade reading scores in North Carolina have been dropping since 2015. And 4th grade math scores have been dropping since 2013, well before the pandemic. The 8th grade test scores in North Carolina are the lowest in at least 20 years.
When you see the numbers, is it setting off any alarm bells?
No, I mean, not to me.
Lance Fusarelli is with NC State's College of Education. It's true, he says, the scores are dipping, but he believes after a pandemic of treading water, schools did manage to stay afloat.
There has been some drop, but there's been drops since 2012. So it was a pre-pandemic drop. So it's really difficult, I think, to look at these numbers and say, oh, there's been significant learning loss and scores are falling off a cliff. That's not the case. No.
I'm Joe Fisher, WRAL News.
U.S. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona called the results appalling and unacceptable.
Some really sad news in the world of comedy. Comedian and Emmy-winning Will and Grace actor Leslie Jordan has died. The 67-year-old was reportedly involved in a car accident this morning in Hollywood just yesterday. You're looking at it now. Jordan posted a video to Instagram with the caption, "Sunday morning hymn singing." Since then, his page has been filled with posts from his beloved fans who are frankly in disbelief. He was hilarious and also just so kind. Very sad. Well, we are seeing growth in Johnston County at every turn. Coming up in this newscast, we're taking a deep dive into where all that growth is happening. Plus, the Hindu temple in Cary has a lot to celebrate today. We're going to take you live to the dedication ceremony of this 7-story tower dedicated to unity and prosperity. Kat?
A big pattern change on the way this week. I'll show you where temperatures could reach 80 degrees before our next cold front arrives coming up.
I'm Mark Boyle in the WRAL Live Center following the traffic situation across the area. Not too bad out on I-85 northbound. This is Redwood Road. This is an area, though, with major concerns. Eric Miller, the breaking news tracker out there. This dump truck overturned and large chunks of concrete all over the road. This is Holly Springs Road, both directions there in Wake County closed. This is near Southeast Cary Parkway. That's going to take a couple of hours until crews can get everything removed. Not sure about the driver's condition. We'll certainly ask and check on that. I do want to show you in the traffic maps right here, that purple line on Holly Springs Road indicates the road is closed. Breaking updates on that situation and more information here in the Live Center as we get it. You're watching WRAL News at 4 o'clock.
There may be infant products in your house that will be banned soon.
We see too many deaths each year.
Live on Your Side looks at the new law going into effect to prevent thousands of infant deaths and what still needs to be done to keep them safe. Tonight at 6, the most experienced severe weather team
It's looking like Southeast Durham is getting hit the hardest right now.
is covering your neighborhood with a certified accurate forecast only on WRAL News. That's coverage you can count on.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things, it's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
EC Sykes believes women's healthcare decisions should be controlled by politicians like him. Sykes wants to outlaw abortion, even in cases of rape, even for children who are victims of incest, even when a woman's life is in danger. Sykes supports sending police to lock up women who seek abortions and their doctors. Endorsed by Governor Cooper, Mary Wills Bodie will stand up to extremists who'd ban abortion, fight for our families, and bring more good-paying local jobs. Mary Wills Bodie for State Senate.
Gas, groceries, Washington politicians are driving prices sky high. And in farm country, we get hit the hardest. North Carolina shouldn't have to suffer for their failures.
Lisa Barnes cut state income taxes in half. The first $25,000 completely tax-free for every family. And Lisa Barnes guaranteed the lowest electricity rates for us.
I'm Lisa Barnes, and I will never stop fighting for you.
Lisa Barnes for State Senate.
Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
The Triangle's Indian population is growing, and the Hindu temple in Cary is growing with them.
Last year, you may remember, WRAL showed you the work underway to build a 7-story tower at its gate, the largest in the U.S. The work now complete, and our WRAL's Julian Grace is live at the tower's dedication ceremony. Julian.
Dan, you're right. The work is complete, and people came from all over to celebrate the temple. You see the people here just behind me, and we're told that this temple will attract attention from all across the world. The tower is 87 feet high and is the tallest of its kind in North America. It's being called the Tower of Unity and Prosperity. Temple leaders launched the expansion back on April 5th of 2020. The temple opened in 2009 and served about 5,000 to 10,000 people regularly for worship, but that number just expanded more and more. Today, Governor Roy Cooper shared what the expansion means to the state.
What a better place to celebrate diversity than North Carolina. We have so many wonderful kinds of people here. That's what makes me believe that good will win out over evil, that the light will win out over darkness, and most certainly, hope will win out over despair.
You heard it right there from Governor Roy Cooper, back out here live as you take a look at the temple and you see a number of people that are right behind me. Dan and Lena, this is what we plan to do next. We want to talk to some of the people that are here about the celebration and get their reaction to the temple being finished.
We heard your reaction just a moment ago. I liked it. I feel the same way. What a beautiful shot when we saw it behind you there. Julian Grace reporting live for us in Cary. And one of the reasons today's ceremony is taking place is because it's the beginning of the 5-day celebration of Diwali. It's something that is taking place around the world, of course. It's known as the Festival of Lights, includes fireworks and elaborate gifts. It's a Hindu cultural festival celebrated primarily in India, Nepal, and other South Asian countries. At least 5 religions recognize the holiday. And New York City schools just passed a measure to observe it as a day off starting next year.
There are so many fantastic celebrations in the Triangle, too. I would encourage you to at least find one and check it out. All right, we're getting a look at the turnout numbers after the first weekend of early voting. It began last Thursday. Since then, more than 323,000 people have already voted at one-stop early voting locations, 95,000 fewer than had voted at this point in the 2018 midterm elections, which had historic turnout. Early voting runs until 3 p.m. on Saturday, November 5th. Take a look at your sample ballot on WRAL.com right now. Just search voter guide and enter your home address to see what races are on your ballot. You can also learn more about the candidates and find your polling location.
The leaves are falling. Raleigh's ready to roll out its leaf trucks. Loose leaf pickup going to start on November 14th. The city will start in the area you see in yellow there in North Raleigh. It's the area between Falls of Neuse and Six Forks, between St. Albans and 540. Trucks move clockwise around the city. A second pass usually starts sometime in January. You can find out when trucks are expected in your zone on the city's homepage. Kat Campbell joining us now, and it really is beautiful outside. The leaves are changing. What a gorgeous time of year.
It is my favorite time of year. It's gorgeous outside, and this week is no exception. It's going to be a lot warmer than it was last week. Last week, we were telling you about the threat of a frost, a freeze. This week, we're talking about temperatures near 80 again. 72, the normal high this time of year. To put things into perspective, we should be in the upper 70s for the next few days. By Wednesday, that's when I think some spots could hit 80. Fayetteville, Goldsboro, maybe Clinton could be near 80 on Wednesday. We're even in the upper 70s here in the Triangle. But as we get into Thursday, temperatures do start to trend back down. And over the weekend, highs dip back into the upper 60s. Still not too bad for this time of year. Let's take a look at the weather setup, though, because it's a pattern flip-flop from what we saw last week. Last week, we were cooler than normal out east and warmer than normal out west. We're quite the opposite this week. Cooler than normal out west and warmer than normal in the east. And of course, that includes us here in North Carolina. But between the two zones is going to be this battle zone, and that's where our cold front lies. And unfortunately, this could become a fairly potent storm system as it moves through portions of the Ohio Valley, even Tennessee Valley, as we get into the next couple of days. I did want to point this out, though, behind the front, where temperatures are cooler than normal. I have some friends who are actually skiing out west, their first ski of the season. You can see some snow showing up on the radar. Not going to see any of that here, so warm weather lovers, no worries. You're near 80 this week. But let's track this system, and I want to explain why we're not going to see as drastic of a temperature drop or much in the way of rain. Futurecast showing tomorrow, all is quiet and nice south wind, 77 out ahead of the front, but you can see a pretty robust line of thunderstorms likely to pass through portions of Mississippi, Alabama, but once it crosses over the mountains, it really falls apart. Not only that, but we're also likely to see really the core of the energy with this system stay well to our north, and because of that energy staying displaced and weakening once it passes the mountains, for us here on Wednesday, it's about a 20% chance of a shower. Otherwise, it's going to be quite mild. High temperatures still in the upper 70s to possibly lower 80s on Wednesday afternoon. So not a big rainmaker for us. It's a 20% chance the way it looks right now, and we'll cool down a bit behind this front, but it's not going to be a drastic drop into the 30s or anything like that. So if you're headed to the park this week, you should have some really nice weather. Get outside, go for a walk, at a dog walk in. Should be a nice week to do that, especially during the afternoons when we've got some milder temperatures. Let's take a look at the WRAL live camera network. Nice outside, 75 in Rocky Mount, 76 in Durham at the WRAL Durham newsroom. Bright and beautiful in Fayetteville at 76 degrees as well. I do want to mention there could be some patchy fog at the bus stop tomorrow morning. Make sure you check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner before you head out of the door. Otherwise, it's a beautiful day, 71 by noon, upper 70s during the afternoon. You may need a light layer in the morning. Temperatures in the upper 40s to start tomorrow. A couple warmer days. Thursday will transition behind the front, but our low temperatures only fall as low as 48 degrees. Really not too bad, especially after what we saw last week. The weekend looking pretty good. A lot of uncertainty for Halloween. I'm going to talk more about that coming up in the next half hour, Dan.
Yeah, people are going to want to know. Trick-or-treating's a big night. Kat, thanks.
Election season is underway and some political ads are coming under fire. Ahead at 4:30, our PolitiFact team shows you some ads that even the campaigns say may have crossed the line. And Taylor Swift's new record. It's breaking records left and right. More on that and what's trending next.
Tonight is all new on WRAL. At 8, the battle rounds continue as the coaches prepare their artists to battle it out head-to-head in an all-new episode of The Voice. Then at 10, don't miss an all-new Quantum Leap, followed by WRAL News at 11.
Brentwood Flooring America, the Triangle's most trusted flooring store since 1974.
Arrested and need help? A lucky penny won't do you any good. You need Wiley Nickel. Accused child abusers, drug dealers, rapists, it doesn't matter. Wiley Nickel's got you covered. Even if you're brought in for assaulting your wife or a police officer, you can count on Wiley Nickel. That's why Wiley Nickel for Congress just doesn't make sense. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Gas prices, grocery bills, the cost of everything keeps going up. But your paycheck, it stayed the same. I'm Mark Cavallero. Our families are paying the price for Joe Biden's bad policies. North Carolina, we don't have to follow Biden's failed path.
Mark Cavallero's plan will help families lower taxes on gas and food, create jobs for Wake County, cut regulations to lower health care costs. Mark Cavallero, State Senate.
Fall into savings with our $5,000 guarantee.
At Sport Durst Jeep and Ram in Durham.
Hi, I'm Evan. Come see me at Sport Durst, where you come first.
Sport Durst will be any other dealer's advertised price by $500 or pay you $5,000, plus guaranteed credit approval.
More money for your trade, 0% financing for up to 72 months.
And save at the pump with over 30 miles per gallon.
Sport Durst, where you come first.
Drive a new Ram during Ram Power Days.
Remember when you could afford gas, groceries, and electricity? When store shelves were stocked? When children were educated, not indoctrinated? When our borders were secure, our streets safe, and our economy was healthy? Bo Hines has the vision and plan to restore American prosperity. Bo will downsize big government, cut spending, and reduce taxes and regulations to create better jobs with bigger paychecks. Visionary leadership. Bo Hines for Congress.
I'm Bo Hines, and I approve this message.
In Raleigh, Wesley Meredith took all he could. $800,000 in government-funded contracts. Thousands from a corrupt insurance executive who was jailed for bribery. And Wesley even tried to take advantage of voters, hiring a staffer who was later indicted for election fraud. Val Applewhite only takes care of North Carolina families. An Air Force veteran endorsed by Governor Cooper, Val fights for our priorities, lower health care and housing costs, and stronger schools. Val Applewhite for State Senate.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
I have a little bit of FOMO. I mean, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan,
okay,
but I feel like maybe I should be, or at least give it a try, because her newest album is breaking records right now.
I've listened to it, cursory listen, but some great tracks there. Midnights was released on Friday, I'm sure you heard. But after just a day, it became the best-selling album for this year. Early data showing it sold more than 800,000 copies in just day one. Both Spotify and Apple Music say the album broke first-day streaming records as well. And you can hear from the singer-songwriter fresh off her new release on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. It comes on right after our 11 o'clock newscast here on WRAL News. It's showing all the levels of Taylor Swift, a little dark in some places, great production too.
She knows what she knows what she's doing.
She does.
Yeah.
All right, fans of the British series Doctor Who, watch that?
No, and I'm into the sci-fi stuff. Doctor Who's not really my thing.
Oh, yeah. Mine either, unfortunately, but they got a blast from the past. If
thing to revisit such a wonderful, happy, significant time in his life. But right now, so I need to listen to Taylor Swift and watch Doctor Who.
You also need to update your operating system on your iPhone, probably.
Apple's latest update is now available as of today.
Yeah, the upgrade is going to bring plenty of new features to iPhone 8 and later. For example, you're not going to need an Apple Watch to subscribe to Fitness Plus now. Users can create a shared photo library in the iCloud. And there's a charging feature that lowers your phone's carbon footprint. So check that out.
I'll take it. Chris Lovingood joining us now with what's ahead at 4:30.
You should always update your phone because sometimes there are security flaws that people can take advantage of. Keep that in mind. It's a season of change at the state fairgrounds. After 11 days of fun, all these rides and food stands will be gone in the next few days. What's next for that part of town? We'll tell you all about it. Plus, Johnston County was the fastest growing county in the state in the last 10 years, and there seems to be no sign it's slowing down. WRAL examines where all this growth is coming from ahead at 4:30. And as we go to break, here's a quick look at how the stock market performed today. Really well. Up in the green as the Dow Jones is up 417 points, S&P up 44, with the NASDAQ up 92.
Our state Supreme Court should protect our personal freedoms, but that's no guarantee with Richard Dietz and Trey Allen. Their extreme views could allow lawmakers to criminalize abortions, forcing women and girls to give birth, even restrict birth control. But you have a choice. Lucy Inman and Sam Ervin for Supreme Court. 26 years of service on the bench. Endorsed by Planned Parenthood votes. Protect your freedom. Inman and Ervin for North Carolina Supreme Court.
Like a lot of people, the issue of abortion is personal to us. We lost our first pregnancy and I had to have a DNC. After I had our 2 children, the doctor said if I get pregnant again, it would threaten my life.
We're blessed to have both a son and a daughter, and we want them to have equal opportunities at success and happiness.
But North Carolina women can't trust Fred Von Cannon.
There is no need for abortion.
Von Cannon will vote to ban abortion, criminalize doctors, and put women's lives at risk.
I promise to always fight to protect a woman's right to make this decision for herself.
Our job is to keep North Carolina safe. And we know they're lying about Sherry Beasley's record.
As a judge and Chief Justice, Sherry always fought
to keep North Carolina safe. She led the fight against human trafficking and always held dangerous offenders accountable. We can count on Sherry to be independent and fight for what is right.
Don't believe the attacks.
Sherry's always had our back, and we know she always will.
I'm Sherry Beasley, and I approve this message.
First, we learned Mark Cavallero is extreme on abortion, but his business record is just as disqualifying. Cavallero got caught not paying his company's taxes and owed close to a staggering $300,000. Then Cavallero outsourced good-paying jobs out of North Carolina. And Cavallero is an investor in a Wall Street fund that's buying up homes in Wake and driving up prices. Unpaid taxes, outsourced jobs, driving up housing costs. Mark Cavallero has no business running for the state Senate.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Sonata. Get 1.9% APR on the 2023 Sonata or lease for just $259 a month. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your #1 source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Johnston County is growing at a rapid rate, and that could push its population over 300,000 people by the next decade.
Our WRAL TechWire team is digging into the county's growth in a 3-part series, which you can read online right now. Our Matt Tallhelm is live in Clayton right now to show us where the development is coming. Matt?
Yeah, this is Highway 70 back here, which is the future Interstate 42. A Cary developer is actually planning to build some office buildings on property that's right over there on the other side of the interstate. There'd also be hundreds of homes back there. So this future interstate, in addition to the widening of I-40 and the extension of 540, are driving growth right here to Johnston County.
We're
I married a Johnston County girl from Princeton.
Family brought Kevin Doherty to Johnston County.
When I moved here, there were 100,000 people in the county. Today, we're over 235.
He started buying up land on the eastern edge of Selma in 2007, just before the economy crashed.
What's unique about this area is people kept coming. People kept moving.
Now his company is clearing that land and building roads into this 470-acre site at the junction of I-95 and Highway 70 to transform it into the Eastfield development.
The intent is to create a mix of uses that really are complementary to what's already here in Johnston County.
The county's past and future come together here, where a new manufacturing facility rises from the ground next to an active soybean farm. This will be home to Do Good Foods. That's one of 10 companies that have announced plans to expand in Johnston County in the last 2 years. From drug maker Novo Nordisk to Amazon, they expect to create 1,200 new jobs, with more on the way.
Earlier this morning, I already received 2 inquiries from companies that would love to see the area.
Economic Development Director Chris Johnson says companies are attracted to the county's location and growing population. Right now, about 60% of workers who live in Johnston County commute out of the county for their jobs.
If you pay and provide a good quality salary, they'll be more than happy to stay and live, work, and play right there in their own backyard.
And it's cheaper, too. It's more affordable. That's one of the big things we heard from a lot of folks throughout the day here in Johnston County about the growth. The median sales price last month for a home here in Johnston County was $370,000. You compare that to $468,000 in Wake County. You can read a whole lot more about what's driving this growth and the effects on the housing market here in Johnston County by reading that 3-part series right now on WRAL-TechWire.com.
The growth really is tremendous. Matt Tallholm reporting live in Johnston County. Thank you. Tonight, you can share your thoughts on major changes coming to the Bull City. Tonight, the Fayetteville Street Planning Group is hosting a conversation about growth, economic development, and public safety in Durham. 3 members of the city council there will be there to discuss what they want to see for the historic Fayetteville Street corridor. You can join in the conversation tonight at the Phoenix Event Center from 6 to 8 p.m.
Hello everyone, I'm Mark Boyle in the WRAL Live Center. Did you get a chance to make it out to the State Fair this year? I hope you did. I was out there yesterday. It was a great time. And within the past few minutes, the final attendance numbers and some other statistics just coming in. Not a record-breaking year, but really not too far off. The total attendance numbers for the fair, under 1 million people, 960,172. The North Carolina State Fair livestock sale brought in more than $200,000 in bids. That money is going to go to scholarships, so that's a pretty good figure as well. Remember the canned foods that were collected out there? 214,000 pounds of canned food, which will certainly go to a good cause as well. Already put those dates on your calendar. For next year, the State Fair scheduled for October 12th through the 22nd. Chris?
Starting to see those attendance numbers closer to those pre-pandemic
Getting
levels.
close.
All right, thanks, Mark. Flu cases across North Carolina are rising, and this map shows how cases are trending across the country right now. North Carolina is in a moderate level of transmission. Cases are climbing faster in South Carolina. Triangle hospitals are running out of beds as cases of respiratory syncytial virus also increase. RSV is a common cold-like virus, and at last check, children cases made up 2/3 of RSV hospitalizations at UNC medical centers. For the second time this month, grief counselors are at 71st High School in Fayetteville, and they're helping students get through the loss of a classmate who was shot to death Friday night. WRAL Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Bays spoke with the victim's mother, who is a Fayetteville City Councilwoman.
Well, this has been an emotionally tough day for students and faculty here at 71st High School. Coriana Young was a 10th grader, and she died in a neighborhood not too far from the school. This was the scene just before 7 Friday night on Maitland Drive. Fayetteville police responding to a reported shooting found 15-year-old Coriana Young dead of a single gunshot wound. The 10th grader at 71st High School is the daughter of Fayetteville City Councilwoman Courtney Banks McLaughlin. WRAL was there when she was sworn into her second term on the City Council representing District 8. I spoke with her in person this afternoon, but as you can imagine, she wasn't ready to go on camera to talk about her daughter's death. Instead, she gave me this statement for our story, which says, "To the community, the family appreciate your prayers, concerns, and continued support. My prayer is for the community to stop this senseless violence. This is the second time this month a 71st high school student has been shot to death. On October 8th, 17-year-old DeMarcus Chambliss was pumping gas at a station in Southern Pines when investigators say an acquaintance got out of the car and shot him multiple times. 4 people have been arrested and face a variety of charges in that case. So far, no arrests or charges have been made in the case. Everyone is waiting for the autopsy report to get back to determine the exact cause of death. In Fayetteville, Gilbert Bays, WRAL News.
Rocky Mount police are investigating the death of a baby as suspicious. Yesterday around 2 p.m., Nash County EMS responded to a home on York Street where someone reported a toddler had fallen and was losing consciousness. The medical examiner notified the police department about the death, so police are asking anyone with information to call the department.
The Powerball jackpot has plenty of people talking. At $610 million and growing, we'll look at your odds of funding one of your own lottery dreams tonight. And as you're getting ready to vote, you're used to seeing questionable political ads. Well, next at 4:30, WRAL's Political Fact reporter shows us the ads that some campaigns say may cross a line.